you, right? December is all about indulgence, and then we get to January and we tighten the belt. There are a ton of diets out there, so how do you know which are just fads and which are for real? Andrea Donsky is here to tell us about them all. Get to the actual diets. There's so many, fad diets out there, and you see them and you think, could this work? Does this work? How does this work? You're going to take us through a few of them. I don't know, let's test them out.
All right, well, we call them the crazy diets, or crazy diets. So about 50% of us will go on a diet at some point this year.
Oh, for sure.
50%. So whether or not that diet is successful really comes down to how we perceive it.
Okay.
So if we perceive it as a deprivation diet, chances are we're not going to succeed, right? Because we're depriving ourselves. But if we look at it as a lifestyle change, then we're more likely to succeed. So my whole motto is education, not deprivation.
Right, absolutely.
So these are about deprivation. So let's start over here.
Let's start with the stuff that's never going to work.
Don't want. Exactly. So the first one is the vision diet.
Eat that.
Okay, so this is the vision diet.
Okay.
And the premise behind the vision diet is that when we look at food, if it looks good, we think it's going to taste good too.
Yeah.
And certain colors look better than others, more appetizing. So for example, red and yellow are more appetizing than blue. Blue is not appetizing.
That's true.
So this diet actually has to do with putting on glasses with blue lenses, so eating with blue lenses on, so that your food looks less appetizing, so you eat less.
This is so sexy.
This is what I want to know. So take the glasses off for a second. So how good does that look?
I want to eat it. As I mentioned, this is a beautiful piece of chocolate cake. It's amazing.
So put your glasses on now. Does it look less appetizing?
I still want to eat it.
Exactly, right? So there is no science behind it, so it really doesn't work.
We do have one that looks a little bit different. So take a look at this steak, and looks good. That's how you'd get it in a restaurant. And then you see it sort of with that blue tinge, and it almost looks like it wasn't cooked, Like, it doesn't look like the vegetables are appetizing. The meat looks like it wasn't cooked. I suppose that might work for some people. That is not going to stop me from getting into that cake.
Exactly,
it's
me
not.
neither.
Okay, so let's move along to another one.
All right, so the next one is the cookie diet.
Okay. So how does this work?
I know, it sounds good, right? So the cookie diet is basically based on the fact that you eat 4 to 6 cookies a day. So you replace breakfast and lunch with cookies.
Okay.
And then you eat a healthy dinner. Now, there's a few reasons why this isn't really a good option.
Yeah.
Number one is you're talking about a processed cookie, so it's not a homemade cookie.
You're not making the cookies
You're not
fresh
making it
from scratch.
There's no fruits, there's no vegetables, right? Now, the other thing is, too, they can taste, I was reading online and that some people were saying they taste a little chemically. So they can have some ingredients that, I'm not a big fan of, like artificial ingredients.
Okay.
Now, listen, if you're traveling and you want something healthy, or, if you find a healthy cookie, one that has protein and fiber, of course, it's good as a short-term solution, but it's really not a long-term effective diet.
3 cookies a day,
3 cookies
and so
a day.
they sell the cookies along with the plan?
Yeah, you can find them online.
Oh my gosh, they're huge, the size of my head, but still not healthy for you, everyone.
Not healthy, not one that I recommend.
How about this one?
So this is the mastication or chewing diet.
Okay.
So this diet has to do with the fact that you're going to chew your food for 32 to 80 times and then spit out whatever's left. So, right?
Okay.
So,
at what point are you eating?
So have you ever chewed your food for 32 times?
32 times?
32.
You've completely obliterated it.
Well, thank you.
So when you get to 80, you're chewing water.
Thank you. So
There's
how
nothing
ridiculous
left.
is that, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, there is some validity to chewing your food 32 times. It's good for digestion, but 80 times spitting out what's left, there is nothing left.
There's
after
nothing
80
left.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Exactly. All right.
Okay, I bet you I know this one. Baby food diet?
Baby food diet, exactly. So again, this is completely restricting your calories. You're talking about eating baby food instead of real food for 2 to 3 meals a day. So many things wrong with this. First of all, babies have different nutritional needs than adults do. And also, once you go back to eating adult food, you're going to gain back any weight that you've lost because you're restricting your calories, right? So.
Yes, that doesn't work either. Yeah. Okay, what else you got?
Sleeping beauty diet.
Oh, how does this one work?
Okay, so this one is so ridiculous. I honestly can't even say it with a straight face.
Okay.
So basically, it's going to sleep for 24/7 for as many days as you want to do in terms of losing weight. So literally sleeping 24/7 to lose weight.
Hold on a second. I will say this, and that actually would work. if you're just sleeping, I remember I had a friend and we were inseparable, and I went away for a week, and for that week she stayed home and she slept, and I came back and she was skinny.
What?
I go, what have you been doing? She goes, I slept, I was bored out of my mind. She lost so much weight because
hilarious.
You're sleeping, you're not using any energy, and you're not putting any energy into your body.
Correct.
But who can sleep their life away?
Well, exactly.
We were teenagers. Of course she could sleep all day.
And also, it's not really healthy to sleep that much, and some people use medication to make them sleep, so that's where it can be dangerous, right?
Yeah,
so
forget
apparently Elvis Presley was a big fan of this one.
You just sleep all day and all night and lose 20 pounds and then go back on the road.
I can't believe your friend did. That's hilarious.
She did that. She slept for a week. I was like, oh my God, you lost a lot of weight. Okay, grapefruit diet.
Right. So the grapefruit diet was very popular in the 80s.
Yeah.
Back then, what you were doing is you were eating a half a grapefruit or drinking 4 ounces of grapefruit juice before and with every meal. Now, in the 80s, you were severely restricting your calories, so it was very, obviously limited. Now, there's a newer grapefruit diet nowadays where you're eating a half a grapefruit or drinking grapefruit juice, again, before or with a meal, but you're eating whole foods. So it's not as bad. So the original one was a little crazy.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there is some proof that, well, people think that there's an enzyme in grapefruit that helps to burn fat.
Yeah.
What research does show is that that grapefruit actually helps to balance lower insulin levels, so it helps to balance blood sugar levels. So it is great
for
you. Anything that you're actually using a lot of, to me, like moderation, right?
That's
the
right.
thing, right?
Moderation and everything. I'm almost like terrified to know what this is.
So
why are there staples on a plate?
This is the ear stapling diet.
Ew.
I kid you not. So again, this sounds crazy, but there is a little bit of validity to this too. So the ear stapling diet means that you have to surgically insert staples into the cartilage of your ear in the area that controls appetite.
Okay.
So the reason why this is, obviously I don't want anything surgically implanted, but I went to my chiropractor, Dr. Chamble, and he specializes in acupuncture. So he showed me that there are acupuncture little stickers with little needles that are 0.3 millimeters that you can insert into your ear. So he put one in for me here.
Yeah.
You see right into this area. There is a sticker right there.
I don't know if we can see that, but she actually has one in her ear right now. Does that hurt at all, Andrea?
It doesn't hurt at all.
Okay.
And what he told me that you do is you literally stimulate it before you eat, and then that should help to suppress your appetite. I tried it. It didn't really work for me, but yep. But I guess everybody's different, so you could try it.
That's weird. I've never heard of that before.
Crazy diets.
So let's talk about some of the diets that actually do have some validity that people are trying. They're not fads. They're lifestyle switches, and you got a few of them right here. Starting with.
So this is the ketogenic diet or the keto diet. So this diet is based on a high-fat diet. So it's about 75% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carbohydrates.
Okay.
So when you're severely restricting your carbohydrates, you put your body into a state called ketosis. And when you're in ketosis, you're basically burning fat for energy and you're not storing it on your hips.
So is it okay?
It is okay. This is great. There actually is a lot of research supporting weight loss. My cousin did it, and he lost over 60 pounds.
Did he keep it off?
He did keep it off, and he also said that it got rid of his headaches, his heartburn, and he has more energy. So definitely a good, not for everybody. Always speak to your doctor. It's sustainable. And you want to speak to your doctor, of course, before starting any diet to make sure that it's right for you.
How about this one?
So this is my lifestyle diet.
Mediterranean?
This is the paleo diet.
Oh, paleo.
So Paleolithic or the caveman diet.
Okay.
So this is the diet that our hunter-gatherer ancestors ate thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
It's based on whole foods. So you want to eat good fats as well, like nuts, olive oil, coconut oil. You can have some carbohydrates, obviously your fruits and vegetables. You can have sweet potato, and you want good quality proteins. A little bit of sugar. You can have honey. Some people have chocolate. Some people have butter. The nice thing about the paleo diet is that because depending where our ancestors lived, it can be flexible. So you don't have to be so rigid with it. The things that you have to be rigid with is obviously you're not eating any dairy, you're not eating any grains, and you're not eating any legumes.
No grains at all?
So that's the key. No
because
grains.
what? Grains didn't exist when you were a cave woman?
Apparently so.
Okay. So
I
it's
like that cave woman, exactly.
A cave woman. So only the things that existed
back then.
Way back then.
Yep.
So nothing
you're
refined.
avoiding starch, exactly. Yeah, nothing refined.
Nothing
no
refined.
Processed, no refined, exactly.
Okay.
Whole foods.
All right. What's this one?
So this is the Flexitarian diet.
All right.
So the Flexitarian diet is primarily a plant-based diet with a little bit of animal protein. So the Flexitarian diet is actually a combination between flexible and vegetarian. So you want to focus on those whole foods and those plant-based foods.
A lot of people are doing that these days, right?
Yes, absolutely, especially plant-based.
And this one?
All right, so this is the FODMAP diet.
Yes.
So have you heard of the FODMAP diet?
I have, and I cannot remember what it stands for because it stands for a whole bunch of different things.
Right, so there's an acronym. So FODMAP stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols, which is why you can't remember it.
That's why I couldn't remember
I
that.
can't either, exactly. So these are a group of short-chain carbohydrates, sugars, and fibers that can trigger symptoms in people with irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS, or sensitive guts.
Okay.
So like constipation, loose stools, anxiety, and depression even. So this is really good for people with IBS. So people who follow a low FODMAP diet, who have IBS, 75% of them see an improvement in their diet.
Wow.
So you want to avoid certain foods that are high in FODMAP. So for example, mushrooms, garlic, onions, wheat, honey.
These are high in FODMAP.
These are what you want to avoid.
So this is what you stay away from.
Yeah, and then these are foods that you can eat. They're low FODMAP foods.
Okay.
So, you know, a little bit of nuts, a little bit of seeds, quinoa is good, rice, you've got your spices, you've got your lettuce, and your good quality proteins.
So it's a good gut diet.
Great gut.
It's about your gut.
And
okay,
a short-term option. I mean, what you can do is you can eliminate them, do an elimination diet, and then see how you feel, and then bring them back in slowly, or keep a journal, right? So
okay,
there's so many
good.
ways you can